Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday Live with Alan and Greg and our guest, Angelia from Read and Reread. So, if there's anyone in the chat room at this time, go ahead and start talking, and we'll just chit-chat for a bit before we start on the books. Because I've gotten comments before that we talk about books way too early in the show. And they want to know what we're reading, and they're like 10 minutes in, and it's like, we're already done with the books. So we'll wait a few minutes before we start on that.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I know. I have some stuff to talk about. I know Greg does. And I bet you do too, Angelia. Like, did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, we didn't really do anything. I'm trying to think if anything happened.
Sometimes my weekends are like that too. I go like, I just do the same old
Hold
thing.
On. MJ's in the house. I'm wearing her T-shirt.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Mine's
go on, Alan. I'd have to show MJ my. We're going to talk about this T-shirt a little bit later.
Let me see it again. I didn't see it good.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to talk about it later.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I want one. I want one too.
That's neat.
Yep. I'm gonna put a shameless plug for her T-shirt in a little bit later.
I got one from the public library.
Read Return.
Cool.
That's cool.
I'm so nerdy that they had two different ones, and I got both of them. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's from your library there in yeah, I'm just having a brain freeze. Corpus Christi Library selling those shirts.
Yeah, they had this one and another one that's blue. The other one I've seen other places. Like I think they could get it and then add their logo because it says like support your public library.
Yeah.
And they were like $10, and it goes to the library. So
that's excellent. I wish my library would do it.
Me too.
I'd buy it. If my library had T-shirts, I'd buy them.
They had T-shirts, tote bags, and yard signs. So I got T-shirts. But I do have one. Well, I do have a tote bag that I won from one of their summer reading things. So I got all kinds of nerdy stuff.
There's a Hollywood Library tote bag.
Cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
You can't have
They give the tote bags away here.
I'm just doing a quick hello to everyone in the chat room. Hello, Pat. Hello, James. AMJ. Gareth.
Hey, Gareth.
Commenting.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Constance. And Hannah is here. Hello, Hannah. The whole gang from Philadelphia is here.
Yeah.
Because one of the things is that I went on a bookstore crawl to Philadelphia this weekend.
Oh,
and
neat.
Hannah and MJ were both there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we might talk about that in a little bit. Hello, Jess.
Hear that story.
You're probably going to see a couple videos about it later this week.
Excellent.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen a lot of good friends here tonight, MJ. Oh, yeah, he's got the...
Is it the meetup?
That's the meetup picture.
Pat, look how tall MJ looks. I think MJ is a lot taller in real life.
I was kneeling. I was not sitting on a chair.
Oh, I see. I get it. Okay. Yeah, you guys all look good in that.
Mm-hmm. Nice to see all the friendly faces in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So great they meet up in Philadelphia.
So did you spend 2 days there?
Yeah, I spent Friday night and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Is it a good book city?
It's a pretty good. I went to 6 bookstores.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't have 6 bookstores anywhere near me.
No.
Yeah.
And we walked to them all.
Oh,
we took an Uber for one late at night. The first night we took an Uber.
Excellent.
Hi. Everyone's saying hi. That's cool.
Well, I had a big block party this weekend. In fact, this is exactly what I wore. This a beaded hat. It's a pretty cool hat, and the lady has a website. She's not affiliated here. I think she's out of Arizona. I can't even remember where I got this hat though, but it has some beadwork on it. And we had a great block party. I do the setup and the take the signs back, the road signs. So I did that all weekend. Pretty cool. But we had like 150 people, and Christopher even started. I don't know if he'll be in the chat tonight. He showed up.
I think I saw him.
Oh, cool. Yeah, him and his daughter won a raffle bag full of like BS, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the food was great.
I can't remember what. I mean, I think this was Friday or Saturday. We went down. We do have a museum called the what is it called? The Art Museum of South Texas. We went down there, but it was one of those times where they're like in between the shows, but we hadn't gone there in a couple of months, and they were doing like they do free months or free days and stuff. So and we're cheap. So we went in, and they did have a cool show. Like the show on the front was not very good, but then they had a better one, like back deeper down in there. Like they had pulled things from their own collection and made like a show of surreal paintings, and those were pretty cool.
Ooh,
and we really were going in there because there's also this really good restaurant in that museum. We were going to stop and get a dessert, but the dessert that we were stocking, they had sold out of. So we bailed on the dessert, but we did hang out in the museum.
What's the dessert? What is it?
Well, it was a lemon rosemary cake.
Oh, geez.
And I'm more of a chocolate person, but it sounded good the way they described it, and the cream cheese frosting and stuff.
Yeah,
because it was like 100 degrees, so it sounded refreshing, But
lemon.
Oh well.
So what? Yeah, surreal painting. Like I like Salvador Dali, and I'm always like amazed that Salvador Dali Museum is like in, I think, Melbourne, Florida.
Yeah.
No, it's in
Jupiter.
I know it's not Melbourne. It's in Florida. I was there a couple years ago.
Oh, you were? Wow.
It was. It's an amazing museum.
Is it good?
It is. He has one of the most fascinating pictures that you've ever seen. You walk up to it, and the tour guide gets you in real close at first, and you walk up, just says, "Don't back away. Get in close and look at this picture. What do you see?" And you see a naked lady looking out over some sort of landscape, and she says, when Salvador Dali did this, he used his wife as a model when she was 70 years old. And he's like very kind. She does not look 70 in that picture. and he says, "Okay, everyone, this is the only time you're allowed to do it. Pull out your cell phones and look at this picture through your cell phone. And you look it up. It's a portrait of Abraham Lincoln."
What?
What, an optical illusion or what?
It is. And then if you walk away, the further you get away from the picture, the more you see Lincoln.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
Oh.
It is just one of the most amazing. But your cell phone, for whatever reason, can't interpret the distance the same way the eye does.
So you just get Lincoln?
You just get Lincoln. You don't see his naked wife.
Okay, I'm going to look that up later.
It's really fascinating.
The title of it, or
I don't remember the title. Just look up Dali portrait Lincoln. You'll see it.
Yeah.
You may not see it as well as you see it in
person
in the museum, but it's really amazing because the museum excuse me is elevated. And I asked, well, what about hurricanes and tornadoes? And they say every piece of art has its own package that is like watertight.
Oh.
So like if there's a hurricane coming, they stick it in a watertight container.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I don't know what they do here because that art museum that I was talking about is right on the water. It's right at the bay at the marina. Oh. But I do know, like when you walk around, there are sandbags and stuff sort of piled up near doors, I guess, for emergencies. But I don't know if they have some sort. I guess they have a plan because there is a second story. Maybe they just move everything up higher if something's coming.
Maybe. No, I noticed that we have 19 people viewing. So once again, I'm going to show this T-shirt. Reading Rebels, read banned books, reading this life. You can get this from MJ. There is a link in the show description. This is donations to the American Library Association to help prevent banned books, to get the word out there. So it'd be really great if people don't have this T-shirt. That you go to
next month. You know what other shirt I'm buying next month? It's like a circle, red, white, and blue, and it says "White Dudes for Harris 2024."
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, you just get them on Amazon. You can get
they're cheap on Amazon.
Yeah, there's another cool one that has a comma and then L-A. I kind of like that.
All right.
I like the ones where that picture from when she's a little girl and she has that really fierce expression and the little pigtails.
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's just this really great picture of her looking really badass, but she's probably like 8 years old. I love that one.
Funny. I'll look that up too tonight.
Yeah, I mean that's I am so pleased ever since Biden dropped out, just the way this whole issue's going. It's like
so pleased and relieved. Well, I mean, I like Biden, but I just a sense of relief.
Biden was fine. I just couldn't get excited about him.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the energy's back.
It is back. Now,
Pat at Book Chat and I were getting worried.
Yeah, I've heard that she is polled within 4 points of Trump in Texas. I don't think Texas will go Harris, but you never know.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Well, I got a handful of people, but my immediate family. But I guess we need a few more.
I don't know. Most commentators say it's a long shot, but
yeah, I'm used to voting for people. Yeah, my vote in Texas just, I don't know where it goes, but I keep trying.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say hi to a few more people, then talk about some books. Kim from Middle of the Book March. Hey, Kim. Kim's going to be a guest, Alan, in a few weeks next month.
Yeah.
Someday. It's on the calendar.
Yeah. 10/21.
10/21. All right.
Yeah, Kim will be here. Can't wait. Because I like to have guests on the show that, friends that I know and like Angelia, but then guests like Kim too, whom I don't know very well yet, just from a few of her videos and she makes me laugh. Really cool videos. So
Gareth was saying, did you buy something from each bookstore? A lot of us did in London. We met up. I didn't buy something from every bookstore, but out of the three of us, I think something was bought in every store. I'm pretty sure.
Did you get a few bookmarks?
I actually got a couple of bookmarks, and one of them's for you, Alan.
Oh, thanks.
Got to stick it in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
Because you like James Baldwin.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Baldwin books. His biography by David Lenin is a really good biography. Yeah, buddy read that.
Excuse me.
Patrice Jones, but
let's say people are saying hi to each other. And we got Deborah Johnson. Hello, Deborah.
Hey, Deborah.
People saying hi. He likes Al Dolly too. Says Gareth.
Yeah, back at Kent State when I was an undergrad, I had Dolly posters. I had Picasso, the guitar player, of course, from his Blue period, and then the Dolly one of Jesus on the 4 blocks.
Yep.
You know that one? Yeah, I like that one.
Oh, Kim has her T-shirt too.
Oh,
all
great.
profits go directly to the American Library Association. Yes, this is not going to MJ at all. She's just organizing it. So,
yeah,
helping prevent banned books. And there's more people. So, this book, you can get it. Go to the description of this video. Order it from MJ. All profits go to the American Library Association. I don't see a cent. The shirts are great quality. Thanks, Greg. Yeah, actually, I'm really pleasantly surprised with this T-shirt. It's a large and it fits very well. Sometimes you get little, like someone said, the feel of the T-shirt isn't that great, but this one's good. Saw the T-shirt today. Live your life so that if it were a book, Florida, ban it. Ooh, Michelle Obama's holding it. I'll have to look up that one on Amazon, see if I can get it.
That's a good one.
Saying hi. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
It's only a matter of time. Okay. Yeah, St. Petersburg. That's where the Dolly Museum is.
Right.
I couldn't remember the city. Okay, Angelia, I think we got the people watching here, so we'll talk about the books that we've been reading. And as the guest, you can either a recent book or something current.
Okay.
Or any kind of book you want to talk about.
I'm right now. I'm reading 2 books. I'm kind of at the end of both of them. So I'm reading Kiss of. Is that in the? Okay, there we go. Kiss of the Spider Woman. Manuel Puig, Argentinian. It's from 1976. I saw the movie back in the 80s, but I had never read the book. And I'm reading it with. It's a buddy read with Michael Clark, and you see him in the comments as Book of Dust. And anyway, we read a lot of books together. So I'm reading that. And then also I'm reading for Women in Translation Month. I'm reading Forbidden Notebook by Alba de Cepedes and translated by Ann Goldstein.
Okay.
It's Italian. It was written it was published in 1950, but it's been republished, I guess, or rediscovered. And there's a foreword by Jhumpa Lahiri. And this woman's really cool. This author, I'm going to find some more of her books, but she was jailed for anti-fascist activities in Italy in the 30s, and 2 of her books were banned. And then she went to jail again during World War II because she was a resistance radio personality known as Clorinda. So she was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And,
is that fiction or nonfiction then?
It's fiction. It's about an Italian woman. It's just after World War II. And she gets a notebook and starts keeping a diary. And her life it seems like a pretty ordinary domestic life. But the more that she writes, she becomes aware of all these dissatisfactions and things in her life. And things just start kind of cracking open. So it's pretty interesting.
Cool.
So, yeah,
how are you liking Kiss of the Spider Woman?
I like it. It's we got inspired to read it because now I know you didn't love Blackouts, but I loved Blackouts, and Justin Torres was heavily influenced by Kiss of the Spider Woman. That's one of
Okay.
And it does have like that whole thing, like where there's stream of consciousness sections and like an extra text at the bottom, and it's kind of experimental in the format, so you can kind of see how that influence happened. And the whole book is basically a dialogue between these 2 men in a jail cell. So it's good, and it was also a banned book in its
I remember
time.
the movie being like a little risque. Were they gay men, or one was gay, or?
One is gay and one is a political prisoner. And so one is in prison for he being gay and something happened with a minor. And then the other one's in prison for political activity. And they're in a jail cell together. And the one guy starts telling all these movie plots to pass the time. And I can't tell anymore because it'd be a spoiler.
No, I have the book on my shelf. I've had it there for like 20 years. So. Yeah. Maybe someday, but
maybe. But yeah, it is. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, cool. Good. I vaguely remember the movie. Raul Julia was an actor in it, I believe.
Yeah, and I think William Hurt was the other guy.
William Hurt.
Oh, yeah, I like him.
And then it was then it was a play, and I think it's been a musical. But I can't quite. The more I'm reading it, I'm trying to figure out what they did, because they must have had to boil out some of the stuff or amplify some other parts for that to even make sense. So I don't want to read any articles or things about it till I finish, and then I have some questions that I need to look up.
Get answered how?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a looker-upper. I have a hard time not looking things up right in the middle of a book, and then I see spoilers, so I try to wait till the end, but I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Well, I finished James finally. You guys probably already read it.
Yeah, I love James.
You read it, Greg?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. That's a really good book, especially if you like Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, like I do, and Faulkner and August. So every book I've read is like kind of related to Mississippi somehow. Like I read "Sing Unburied Sing Again." That's in Mississippi.
That was really good.
Yeah, we read that with Hannah. Started a side Faulkner and August boxer group, and is that it? Oh, I started Letters of Vincent Van Gogh, for part of Greg and Elizabeth's September. What are you calling it?
Framed in September.
Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah,
good
I'm
name.
excited about that one.
Yeah, speaking of Dolly, and I'll probably go back to the Portland Museum, or there's a gallery right up the street, bus ride up the street. For me, I should check out. And then today, Adam Facer and I decided to buddy read Wolf Hall.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So my channel's we're on the cutting edge of fiction here at Big Heart Books and Classics.
I've read Wolf Hall before. I've actually read it twice, but
I've never read it. I've just every time I look at it, it just looks big, and I don't read it.
You haven't read it either. Oh, I'm surprised. But it looks big, right? But it's one of those books with the printing is really big. Printing's pretty big. Yeah, so
that helps. Yeah, if there's lots of space between the lines.
Yes.
That helps.
Yep, and space between the sections. I like that. So I'll be able. This is the type of book I already know. I'll read it like in 2-3 days. I'll read that much, and then it will take me a week to finish that much. Good books I don't want to finish for some reason. I like to drag them on. James, James, I finished pretty fast, but I was doing the audio too with that, and that was couldn't put it down type thing too.
Okay, let's finish up with some comments. Yeah, MJ said, "Oh, she's raised over $100 so far. Excellent."
Oh, cool.
People saying hi to Brian. Oh, Brian says, "Angela, happy to see a fellow Texan."
Yeah. Where'd you go to? Oh, go ahead and read the comments, Greg. Now.
Yeah, they're talking about Kiss of the Spider. We got Marcia Johnson. Hello. Yeah, she was saying, I didn't know Kiss of the Spider Woman was a book, says Jess.
Yeah, first it was a novel before anything else.
He was from Argentina?
Argentina, yeah.
Amazing film. Hi, more people just saying hi. So, Angelia, I need your advice. Can I skip the 4th Jackson Brody book and go straight to The Big Sky, or better not to skip?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think you could skip. There's some things that come up, but I think they refer to. I don't think any. Yeah, skip it. It's kind of a slog. Skip number 4.
Okay. I don't know what the book you're talking about, but that's okay. I went to the Magritte Museum once and never forgot it. He's my favorite painter.
I don't know him.
Oh, Kim says it took me 3 attempts to finally finish Wolf Hall. Finished it. It wasn't for me and didn't continue with the trilogy.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised to hear that. It's got a lot of good blurbs on the back. I read the blurbs.
Yeah, it's a very unusual historical novel.
Well, she read it twice. It must be
Well,
Good.
I listened to the audiobook, just straight audio, and then it was just before I moved from Washington. I read and listened to the first two, and I've got the third book on my Kindle, but I just never got around to it. And now it's been so many years. It's like I don't know. I don't want to read those first two books again.
Well, it's each one is like this big, isn't it?
Yeah, they're big books.
I always have big book trepidation. I mean, it takes me years and years and years to gear up sometimes for something really long.
Yeah, 600.
Yeah, I don't. I spent a couple years feeling guilty about it, and then I just let it go. I don't think I'm ever going to read it.
So Brian says there's been a Magritte painting in almost all of my videos.
Wow.
Okay, now we got to pay attention.
Ah.
You'll know Magritte, Al. He did the bowler hatted man falling from the sky.
Okay, I'll look him up.
Deborah enjoyed the trilogy. I read the trilogy and enjoyed it. Hannah, for those who love Percival Everett and want to participate in the art readathon, you might like to pick up So Much Blue.
Yeah, did you know Percival Everett was first a painter? That was his original. Before he started writing, he was an artist, and he still is like an exhibiting artist.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
And he's also like a jazz. I think he's a drummer. He plays.
Okay.
He's a musician, and did I make that up about the drums? I don't know. I saw this interview about how he played in some jazz bands to finance the art studies, and then I don't know. Somehow along the way, he started writing. So like his genius is just all over the place.
Wow. I read one of his books like 30 years ago, but he's still prolific.
He really is. James is my favorite book so far this year.
I've not read anything by him.
We've got up to September and nobody's come close.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Laughed, cried, made me think, blew me away with the damn big, this big spoiler. I know.
You see, I thought the big reveal was that, and I guess Pat corrected me, is that he's actually very well educated. And I thought that was the big reveal, but I guess it's not.
No.
Don't.
I don't want to know.
It's
don't
better
even go close to it.
Know about it and think about it.
Leave it way over there. Yeah, it's a good book. Great book.
So, hi, Diane.
Hey, Diane.
Hey. Brian, I didn't notice. I'll have another look after the stream. Gareth, it's time transfixed. Okay, now I got to look that up too.
So is that in that green room? Is it on the wall?
It must be on the wall. Thanks, Hannah. All right, thank you, Angelia. One of my neighbors dressed as the Magritte man for Halloween. We'll try to find a photo. Just great. Amazing. Okay. And Everett was also a horse trainer.
Oh, wow.
I'm really excited to read Erasure after being blown away by American fiction.
Erasure is good.
The only book I have by him is The Trees. I have it on my Kindle.
That's good.
The Trees is just, that's like nothing else. That is the most, I still haven't quite recovered from The Trees.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm still mad that it didn't win the Booker Prize.
Then what about Dr. No?
Dr. No, that one's just kind of fun. It's kind of goofy. It's sort of a spoof on James Bond movies.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's not one of his like deep and devastating ones. It's just kind of fun and silly.
So The Trees.
The Trees. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Marcia still has to read James. Yep, it hangs on the wall behind me.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that next time.
Another, don't spoil James. The Trees blew me away, says Kim. Deborah also loved The Trees.
I need to read it again, but I'm also afraid to read it again because it blew me away, and I'm still blown away. I haven't come back.
Wow.
It blow me away some more.
Damn.
And Jess says, has anyone read Susan Isaacs? I've heard the name.
I don't know.
I remember when I used to work at a bookstore, the 80s and 90s, that she was a pretty big name, but I really haven't heard anything about her since.
What's the genre?
Susan Isaacs.
I think she's just general fiction. Jess can fill us in.
My battery in my laptop. I just got to notice it. Hang on.
All right. So what I've been reading, I've been a judge for the Booktube Prize, nonfiction final round. So I can't talk about it. I kind of want to talk about one of the books because it's one of those books when I got. Have you been a judge, Angelia, for the Booktube Prize? Okay,
no, I'm not right now, but I always do fiction. I did the last round, but I'm not doing it now.
So you get to pick off the books you want to read, and I read the description of this book and I said, nah, I don't want to read it. So I didn't select. But now I've read 5 of the 6 books, and this is going to be the 6th one. And it's either going to be first or second place, I think.
Oh, wow.
Unless something goes catastrophically wrong at the end of the book. No, one of the things is, I have to think about it very carefully, is I really love the author's voice. Because the author's reading her own voice, and I'm going, just talk to me. I like listening to you.
Now I have to look it up later and try to guess which one it is. Like which one would have a good author voice? Is the author is reading their own work?
The author is reading their own work.
Okay.
There is 3 authors reading their own work in this selection.
Okay.
So it's
sometimes
not going to
be a good idea, and sometimes it isn't. But
the authors usually know their work pretty well.
Yeah.
And if they have a good reading voice, it does well. But no, it's an interesting subject. I don't want to, in case there is another judge out there watching this, I don't want to spoil it, but
I'm going to figure it out.
You'll figure it out, I'm sure.
I don't have any horses in that race, because I'm not judging right now.
And other than that, I've been reading a lot for Garbogist.
Yeah, I only read one for Garbogist.
I don't have my paperbacks here. Hold on for 1 second. I'll hold up 2 of my paperbacks.
Yeah, like I was saying, I mean, my Garbogist is kind of left the building. I've been stuck in Faulkner in August. Enjoyably. Where Greg, he wasn't able to get into As I Lay Dying this time, probably because he's in a Garbogist. But that's cool. I haven't even read the Garbology yet.
Well, the month starts out and you have this grand plan, but then sometimes you just get so... you really get into one of the avenues and you never make it to the other one.
I don't know if the person's still here, but I did read a Garbogist story this morning, and let me just say.
Oh, Itch. Yeah, Garrus. I read that one too. That's a good one.
He might still be there. Oh, he just made a comment, so he might have noticed, but.
My lighting's weird. I look like I'm blue.
I read this one last week. This is totally out of print, and it's about the mob in New Jersey during the 70s. It's about a hitman who's on his way down in his career, even though he's only in his early 30s. It's like
doing some blood work.
Well,
anymore.
but it's fun. And Ollie mentions that it's just how violent this book and gruesome this book is.
70s hitman. Wow.
There is one scene in this book, which I think is the one Ollie is talking about. I can do a little. It's just you got 2 mobsters and they're looking for another man, and they find out where his wife is. And his wife has a newborn infant.
Oh no!
She's not talking. So one of the mobsters takes the baby.
No.
No, it's not. It's worse than that.
No, move on.
Move on. All right. But
I'm going like
really it's a shame that this author never made it because he's very good.
God, man, that's horrific, Greg.
Maybe he went to prison.
Yeah.
And this was just fun. This is my naughty Western.
Oh,
The Gunsmith.
one, right?
The Gunsmith, Bullets and Ballots, or Bullets, yeah, Bullets and Ballots.
Oh,
and it's a Western. The main character rides into town. There's an old buddy who's a deputy sheriff. He's going to try to get elected to be the main sheriff. But the main sheriff is what?
That's when the ballots come in.
Yeah, and the main sheriff is the son of the man who owns the town.
Of course.
So and of course, this is a naughty Western. So there's lots of beautiful ladies in this book, or not a lot, but enough beautiful ladies, and they just can't seem to stay dressed when the gunsmith comes around.
They drink a lot of tequila, I bet, or rye.
But I read this day, easy read.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been doing. So
yeah, I've just been in Mississippi all month for me, and I was on a painting slump for months. I didn't do any paintings, and even a woman kind of commissioned me to paint. She didn't pay me in advance or anything, but wanted me to paint a picture of her dog. It took me a month to get around to doing it. I did 2 for her, but they kind of got me back to the swing of things. So I'm working on 2 paintings for Faulkner and August. They're little donkeys, just funny ones. Like I'm going off that picture.
Uh-huh.
And so, do the background first. Be a donkey hanging over. Yeah.
Cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So going back into painting, that takes time. And then the block party, I took all my weekend. I was working there, doing stuff and walking around. It's fun to be involved in that. And I live in a Native American apartment complex. We have an art studio and a big community room downstairs. It's only a 2-year-old building. So we did block party last year too. It went really well. A lot of people.
That's cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Well, August, I tried to keep it light. I mean, the things I participated in, I maybe only read 1 book because I knew September was coming in hot with a lot of events. So, yeah, so August was kind of loosey-goosey, but September, I've got the books back here to make the video. I was going to do it today, but we were talking before we started about the plumber situation that happened today. So I'm going to make it tomorrow. But it's enormous. There's 20 books back here, and I'm obviously not going to read 20 books. So I have too many good ideas for these September events.
Well, what are some of the events? I only know Shake Timber.
Shake Timber. Yeah. Well, see, I'm in that Bard Room group that we read a Shakespeare play every month, but it's sort of intersecting with Shake Timber. And then there's the Framed, the art one,
right,
and Shorty September, which is, I do the regular Shorty September, and then I do my 30 stories in 30 days thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm forgetting. And then I've got a couple of buddy reads, going, and it was like a lot of things. And then it's really that I just have too many ideas for each one. So I have, some months it's more specific, and then some months it's just giant pile of possibilities, and I haven't decided what I'm actually going to read. So it's going to be like that, like more ideas than time. So we'll see what happens. And then I'm still trying to read some of the Booker titles too.
If they now, I don't follow the Booker all that closely. Are they still?
It's still on the long list.
That's still on the long list. Okay.
Yeah. I don't follow it. I get all excited. I love a prize list, and I get all excited. It comes out, and then every year I fizzle out. I read about half of them, and then I'm like, eh. So I'm almost there. I'm almost halfway, and then I'll just be like, but and then I get excited again briefly when it goes through the short list, and but I mean, I can't imagine rooting for something other than James to win. I've read some good books that are on
That'll
the
be
list.
next year. I'm positive James is going to be on the fiction list.
James is on it now.
It is on it now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was going to be next year.
It might be next year for something like the Pulitzer, but if it came out within the parameters of the Booker.
Oh, wait a second, the Booker. Okay, for some reason I was thinking the BookTube prize.
Oh,
right, it could be on the BookTube prize.
Oh, it's definitely going to be on the book. From everything I've heard, it's going to be in the final round of the BookTube prize. I already know.
I think so. Unless there's something coming that we don't
know
about yet.
Did you read?
Well, you know what is coming? Like Louise Erdrich has a new book coming out this fall, so that could be give somebody a run for the money.
Yeah, Brian Bookish likes her a lot. I sent him an autograph. I found an autographed copy of one of her books. It was a thin one. I found it just like in a free library or somewhere, and I sent it to Brian. But have you read this Prophet Song by Paul Lynch?
Yeah.
It won like the 2023 Booker.
Yeah, I read that last year.
Yeah.
There's the Booker. It's pretty good I know you like dystopian books.
Yeah, I like it all right, but
it wasn't my favorite dystopian book that I read last year. I mean, I thought it was good, but it didn't blow me away.
Does it take place in Dublin?
It's Ireland. I can't remember what city they live in.
That's why I wanted to read it.
It's basically a totalitarian upheaval in Ireland.
Well, I hope I like it. I'm buddy reading it with Will Chambers, not till like October, I think.
It's good.
Yeah, it won the Booker 2023.
It did. I just got. Well, you'll see what you think. I got really frustrated with the main character, but.
Yeah. Okay.
The last part of it, as I recall, I liked the last third was the best part of the book for me. But it's been a while. I was betting like last year I read it. It would be good for a buddy read, though. There's a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, well, as I said, are you doing anything, Alan, for September?
September, Shakespeare.
We got Vonnegut. God bless you, Mr. Goldwater.
Yeah, I've got that book. I'm ready to go with that. I've read it one time before. Really
so
liked it. So that's good. I forgot about that. I look forward to reading King Lear because that character Edmund, the brother, he's really evil. I like him. And I like The Tempest is like my favorite comedy. I think I'd make a good
Caliban.
Yeah.
I have then I have a poster from back at Kent State, Ohio, when I was in college there. From I still have the poster from Macbeth. I was on like the crew, and that was a good experience. It was in the big theater. We had like in the round. We had 3 theaters there, but they had a big proscenium arch theater. So it was in the big theater. It was great. Got to work on it. So doing that. And Wolf Hall. So it would be kind of cool to do Shakespeare with Henry VIII. I know they're different time periods, but Henry VIII's 1500, Shakespeare died in 1616.
I know my September is kind of light. I've just got Framed in September, which is not a heavy reading month for me. I'm doing Tolstoy. Do I still have it here? Oh, no, I have one of the books that was about an artist about behaving badly, called Monsters.
The Fan Dilemma, one?
Fan Dilemma. I can't remember the author.
I want to read that. I still haven't read that.
I've heard mixed things about that. that I think maybe gets kind of repetitive because it's just like a chapter. Artists behaving badly. This is what they did. Artists behaving badly, and I don't think there's an overall structure to it.
Okay.
I think that's what people were saying about it. I don't remember, but I'll find out this month or next month. And then just the God Bless You, Mrs. Roadwater. And I have to take a week off reading because I'm going on a cruise.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of reading.
You can't read on a cruise?
Well, I will have a couple reading days. Hold on. But I'm going to New England and Canada. So
You're just going to be too busy.
Well, yeah, you're going to get off the boat and do something in town and then eat. And come in off the boat.
You going to Nova Scotia?
I am going to go to Nova Scotia. I've contacted Shannon, who lives just outside Nova Scotia. So try to meet up with her.
Wow, excellent.
I'm going to Boston. I'm going to try to meet up with Steve Donahue.
Steve,
Go to the Brattle.
I'm dying to go to those bookstores that were in Hannah's videos.
I still haven't watched the second one of hers. I get behind in my videos.
I get behind too. Now let me catch up. Well, let me catch up with some comments.
Okay.
So Steve Donahue was talking about the Darmond McCullough book on Thomas Cromwell. I picked it up thinking it may enhance the Wolf Hall trilogy. Kim, Marcia, I DNF'd McCullough book. I wanted to love it. Would love to hear if you read it. Same comment. Love to hear it when you get readers reading their own work. My best mate told me he was listening to Stephen King reading his new collection. I love that. Hearing my stories making people uncomfortable. Cowboy trash, says MJ. And MJ goes, Kim goes, Cowboy Smut. See, we can't agree on a title. I call it Naughty Westerns. MJ goes Cowboy Trash. I guess Kim is going Cowboy Smut.
Dirty Cowboys.
Cowboy Romance.
Dirty Cowboys one.
Cowboy
we can all know what we all know what we're talking about. Middle of the book. Yep. And the female characters are strong characters. Larry McMurtry writes strong women too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, even his I love Terms of Endearment. That's a great McMurtry book.
I have only read 2 books by him. I've read Lonesome Dove and the first in his sort of series about the guy who lives in Texas.
Oh.
When he's growing up in high school.
Yeah, shoot.
It was pretty good.
I read Streets of Laredo too, the sequel to
nothing to do with Lonesome Dove. It was
the ones about Dwayne.
Dwayne, yes, the first book about Dwayne.
One of them's Dwayne's Depressed.
That's like the third or fourth book.
That's the title I remember.
Yep. Oh, wait a second. MJ came through. He does. I read Lonesome Dove and The Last Picture Show. Those are the 2 I read as well.
Yeah, good movie. I haven't read the book. I saw the movie a long time ago.
Oh, so here I skipped over Hannah saying you're going to be busy, Angelia. It sounds like you're going to have a busy month.
Indeed.
Constance says, Angelia, I read the story Bad Neighbors already and was amazed by it. Look forward to your thoughts.
I got paywalled on my own link that I put up there. I got to wait till like the month opens up to read it. I tried to read it. So I read the Sarah Gailey one. I put some links up from my 30 stories in 30 days. And I tried to pick ones that wouldn't get paywalled, but a couple of them accidentally are from maybe like the New Yorker. And so if it'll give you a few freebies in the month and then it cuts you off. I think I used up all my freebies just finding things, putting them into the link.
That's a time thing. You have to just build them up again.
Yeah.
That's like
So, yeah.
the Canopy. There's an app called Canopy. If you don't know it, it's like Libby for library
Yeah.
for free film and
Mhm.
documentary. I use. That's what I watched as I lay dying for free on. I'd never seen James Franco his version of it.
Oh, I didn't know there
Pretty
was a
good.
movie of it.
Yeah, it's all right. There's interesting editing cuts in it, and he got the atmosphere right. I thought
Yeah.
I like I like the ending. I mean, the ending is just sucks and really depressing, but no spoilers, right? But I mean, I like the way he did it.
Yeah.
So, Angelia, here's a question from Jess. Angelia, who is your new favorite author this year?
Oh, who have I discovered this year? Justin Torres and Miriam Taves.
Hmm.
Those are two that pop right to my mind that I read for the first time recently. And Miriam Taves, her name messes me up because it's spelled. It looks like toes, but it's like Taves. Like it's not how it looks. But she's written quite a few. I'm just late to the game. So I read All My Puny Sorrows, but I want to read Women Talking next by her. And it's supposed to be a really great movie of that too. But so once I read it, then I'll watch the movie.
Women's hawking,
Mm-hmm.
hawking like talk.
Talk, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's a Canadian author. And she has several books out. I just finally got around to reading one. And the one I read was All My Puny Sorrows. And it was really, really good.
And then you like Justin Torres, Torres.
Torres, but Greg doesn't.
Now the thing is, I appreciate what he was trying to do, but I thought he was trying so hard to make a profound book and be meaningful that he just did not quite get there. And sometimes when you're not trying so hard is when you succeed the best. That's how I.
Right. Now, what book
I
is
don't know.
this?
It didn't feel like that to me. Like I don't know. I didn't feel that effort. Like when I read it, I thought that it might be too experimental and I would be like, oh, it's too much work. But then that wasn't how I felt when I was reading it. So I don't know.
I forget the title. I missed the title. What?
Blackouts.
Blackouts.
Oh, okay, right. You were
No,
talking about
Alan.
that earlier.
You cannot do Blackouts as an audiobook.
Oh no, because it's got all this.
No, you can't. You can't do it. And I don't think it would work as well on a Kindle. I think it's a book that just because of what he's trying to do, you actually have to hold the book in your hand.
There's a bunch of ephemera and pictures and footnotes. And see, I kind of liked going back. And I was reading it with a friend. So we were talking about it and then, looking stuff up and exchanging. And so it was, and then I had to go back and read his first book. And then I had to watch 500 interviews. And then I have to read The Kiss of the Spider Woman. And, it's just kind of, it kept leading to other things.
So Kim's talking about Shorty September. I know I'll read some short books in September, so that's sort of a given.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Short books, short stories.
Now what do they count as a short book? 200 pages and under?
That's what I go by.
Well, I've had this on my TBR. I've had this on my TBR forever. Brian recommended it to me.
I can't.
And that's
At night
all blood is black.
What's black?
All Night Blood is Black.
Oh.
At Night All Blood is Black. That's only 145 pages.
Who's the author?
David D.
What?
David Diop. The 2021 International Booker Prize. Brian at Bookish recommended it to, not just to me, to everybody, but that's where I heard it from.
I'll jot it down.
Well, it's been on my TBR for months.
Yeah, I liked it well. I liked it well enough. I did not like it as much as Brian, but I liked it well enough. Constance said you'd make a great Caliban.
Ah, thanks.
MJ's a sucker for short books.
I love short books and short stories.
I love short stories too. I tried to read a short story project and film them. The videos bombed, but I still read the short stories.
Well, this will be my 3rd year to do the story a day thing, and so I'm carrying on with that. But then I have a bunch of short story collections too that I want to look through.
Now, are you gonna try to read a book a day or just a story a day?
A story a day. There's a story a day. I will read some short books just in the month, but the project is there's a story every day. And I posted the first batch. Like I posted like in the community post every day, and then every now and then I make a video of like a batch of them at a time and talk about them. And it's just kind of it's just a short story project. And then, I'm going to read some short books and, some of those other events we just talked about. But I just get carried away. I end up pulling too many possible things.
I feel it. I mean, I'm reading a short story a day for Garbology, an anthology. I've been doing one of those stories every day. Now I had to double up some days to get the whole anthology in the month because they had like 34 stories. So, but I've been doing that. I kind of like it. So
it fits in pretty well. I mean, it doesn't really. The time consuming part is posting the links and making videos and all that. Like just reading a story every day doesn't really add much on to my reading.
No, it doesn't. Oh, so Kim also wants to read I Hauled and Want to Read Monsters.
Yeah, my library finally got it. When it first came out, I was interested, but I didn't want to buy it. And then, because I wasn't sure. And then finally the library has it. So now I can check it out. And maybe, if I don't want to read all the segments, then it won't matter.
It may, I mean, I don't know. I think it's one of those you might be able to just read the ones that you want to read about.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll figure out once I start reading if there's any connection, because there's a lot of nonfiction that I've been reading recently where they have a main theme to the book, and each chapter is just on that theme and then continues on, and there's not a whole lot of a connection. So Marcia, looking forward to Shorty September. I have some great books to read. I think I will start with Foster by Claire Keegan. A lot of people love that book.
I love that book.
See, I read it and I was just like going, where's the meat?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? It's a very subtle book.
I love Claire Keegan. She's just a great antidote to if you're reading too many wordy, flowery, ornate books, and then you read hers and it just cuts through.
I've never read it.
It's just really spare and crisp, and that Foster and Small Things Like These. I really love those. Small Things Like These has now become part of my annual kind of bummer Christmas things that I have to read every year.
Yeah.
Christmas books that aren't really that Christmassy. Now it's in the rotation.
Right. That's why I like to do that. Our Cthulhu Christmas, Xmas, Christmas with an X. Read some Lovecraft during Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, so Kim's asking me where in New England, Greg? Oh, I'm going to Boston. I'm also going to visit. It's right near Providence. It's a town, like I think a ferry over Provincetown in Rhode Island. I don't remember the name, but I know my wife and I were talking that she wants to go see some fancy schmancy houses. And I went
Newport?
In Newport.
Okay.
And I want to travel over to Providence, Rhode Island, and visit some Lovecraft sites. So,
oh man, cool.
We may be having like one of those, like, okay, you go your way today, I go my way today.
Yeah.
You don't want to go on the fancy house tours? I kind of like that sometimes.
I don't like looking at houses.
Yeah, my girlfriend in Toledo, Ohio, she wouldn't drag me because I like to go. I like to get out of the house. You know, she'd love to go on those tours too. All the old the west end of Toledo, Ohio. There's these old mansions, but I saw you know, I'm an insomniac, so I watch TV. I have TV in the background, and they have these travel shows on, like Laura McKenzie and Johnny Bananas. They did one on Providence, Rhode Island. Johnny Bananas did, and it was like a happening town.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, on the beach, and they got a big gay part of town, and they're really smart, intellectual town. It's a book town, so you'll like Providence. And then the Lovecraft, all the stuff. I can almost smell it now.
So MJ picked up so many books since going off the challenge on Friday.
Oh, yeah. I bet. Yeah, I bet she has.
So Jess says, I would love to read on a cruise. I will have at least 2 sea days. And that's basically you're just on the boat and you don't make any docking, so you're just on the boat. So
yeah,
those will be days where I can read. But the other days, you get up, get off the boat, and wander around. You come off, but then you're tired, and you're not going to get any quality reading done.
How many free drinks do you get per day on the cruise?
We have not signed up for the drink package at this time.
Oh.
You can get a drink package with something for like $60 a day, but that's a lot of liquor to drink.
Yeah, it is a whole lot.
I mean, the only problem is when you get on a boat, you're going to pay about $10 for a beer, and it's going to be Miller Lite kind of beer. And I'm going
it's like great drinks at a concert kind of drinks.
Yeah. So if you get the drink package, you get your beers, you get regular mixed drinks, no specialty drinks, but you'd have to drink a lot.
Isn't there like a whole thing about people smuggling stuff in?
Oh, like they're good. They're good at that. They make you go through like a machine.
Oh, geez.
And now what's going to happen is when I go to Canada, I am probably going to buy some Canadian whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time from Toledo.
So what's going to happen is they're going to go through the machine. I'm going to hand them the Canadian whiskey. They're going to give me a receipt. And the day I depart, that Canadian whiskey will be at my door waiting for me to pick up.
Are you sure it won't be? It looks like whiskey, but they've put something else in the bottle.
You know,
that's pretty bad.
If they started doing that, they would get a lot of people mad at them. So I'm guessing they don't do that too often.
I had a friend though, Greg, up here. Him and his wife loved to go on cruises too, and they were rich. She was a doctor. She was into research with like rhesus monkeys up here at OSHA, not OSHA. I forget the acronym, but he was a PhD too. But so they'd go on the cruise and get like 15 drinks a day. That's how he goes. Yeah, I get 15 drinks a day, man. I can't drink them all.
I can't drink that much.
That's crazy.
When I went to the Caribbean earlier in the year, I topped out about 5 drinks a day, and that's like getting a beer at lunch, getting a beer before dinner, and then a beer after dinner. So that's like 3, and sometimes I had a second
margarita.
And honestly, I just can't drink that much, you know.
Yeah, no. I'd be like the water park. I'd like that. I'd like hitting golf balls in the ocean if I could do that. But
yeah, you might like it more than I do because I like to be quiet. I'd be sort of like Jess saying I'd like to just sit on the boat with my Kindle and read and be left alone.
Yeah, I think I'm too introverted for a cruise. Like I just, yeah. Well, we both are, so I don't think we'd ever go on one. So we like to go to a city and then go out and do our excursions and then go back and be quiet and.
Well, I'd go on a theme cruise. Like I like the musician Todd Rundgren, and he's had cruises before. And then there's the Kiss cruise. I wouldn't go on that, but I'd go on a Love Boat cruise for singles. Hell yeah!
Yeah, I guess if the theme was right, it could be fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the excursions, that would just be cool.
Well, my wife just likes to go on the boats and travel around. I get kind of concerned about what I'm going to catch on that boat because they're just
boy.
Yeah.
My
You
friend,
hear those stories about
hotbed of
quarantine.
germs.
Yeah.
my ex Molly, she didn't like cruises at all. I guess she's like paranoid of having it break down on the ocean like they do sometimes. You're stuck out there.
Yeah, see, I want to go somewhere. I want to be in charge. I want to get there. I don't know. I don't want to get stuck.
I like the ocean, so I would like it. Nice place to visit. I wouldn't want to do it all the time, but I'd enjoy it.
So Hannah says she's getting behind on watching and filming videos.
If you're busy for like one day, you're already behind on.
I'm already behind on like this weekend when I went away to Philadelphia. I'm not going to catch up with all the videos that I missed. It's not going to happen.
No, I've given up. If I go out of town for a few days, it's like, okay, it's just sorry. I'm not going to be able to see all that.
That's the problem when you have a few dozen friends and they're all out putting videos. You just have to understand it's nothing personal. Sometimes you just don't get around to it.
Well, that's what I know. It happens to us all.
I listen to you all at 1.25 speed too. So just so you guys know.
Just turbo through them all.
Yeah. I mean, feel free to do it with mine. I
do listen to 1.5, sometimes higher.
Oh, wow. I can't do like over 1.5.
It depends on the person. Some people you can do it with, some you can't.
Now, Jessica mentioned Terms of Endearment. Yeah, that's a bummer of a novel, but I like novels like that. But I love the movie too. Jeff Daniels and I forget the actress, but
Deborah Winger.
Great. Yeah, who could forget her? She's great.
Shirley MacLaine, she was in it.
That's right.
I saw Jeff Nicholson.
Freshman year of college came out.
Oh.
Yeah, her and Nicholson have some great scenes together. Like they're older, talking about older people dating, like I was.
So Gareth is saying, I love Shorty September, but I'm using September to catch up on some books I've wanted to read for a while. Yep. And Gareth, he's saying that's my Shorty September. Women Talking was interesting. I haven't watched the movie yet.
Okay, good to know.
You can subscribe to the New Yorker via Libby. It gives you access to at least some of the back cat. That depends on your library as well, I think.
Yeah, I might be able to access that. Like, even though I live in Corpus, like anyone in Texas can join the Houston library and use the online. I think Libby and Canopy and all that are in there. They have a bigger catalog than Corpus because it's a lot bigger. So I might try that.
Is it a good library?
The Houston one?
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, I mean, I haven't been there in person, but my library here is pretty good in the print collection, but they're not really good in the digital. I think they just put most of their budget into the print, and I don't really read digital. Like, I don't read on an e-reader, so I'm happy with it being print. But sometimes there's just things that I want that aren't there, or and then I'm willing to read it in a different format if I can.
Are you close to Houston?
No, it would just be the digital stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go. It's like 2 or 3 hours away. I think
no.
like 3 hours. Yeah, actually the closest bigger city is San Antonio, which is 2 hours, but they don't have that same open access. It's only for San Antonio residents. But I do have an ace in the hole there because my daughter just moved to San Antonio, so I can get her to get a library card.
Yeah, I like that city. I've been there several times. I like it's like the river walk is really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And then the Alamo. I've been there. Sam Houston. And you got to take your head off before you go in the Alamo.
Yeah, I had been there a number of times. just because I live in Texas, but she's just moved there. It actually just started class today on her PhD. So
Oh, nice.
she's there
What's she
now.
studying?
Developmental and regenerative science.
Okay.
Ooh,
I can't
wow.
explain it.
Yeah.
It's lab science, it's cellular research, it's I don't know. It's a lot. I mean, different people in the department are studying different things. It's I'm like, yeah, I'm an English major. I don't really understand what's going on, but you know,
I don't know.
Cellular
I'm following the science books for the Book 2 prize pretty well. So
that's good. I mean, it's interesting. A lot of the like biology type topics, I can follow pretty well. When she starts getting into like detailed descriptions of things that are happening in the lab and all this stuff about the machinery and the splitting of cells and all this, I just like, sounds good. I don't know. I don't know.
The only thing I don't like about
I don't know where she came from because I'm an English major and my husband is an artist. So
I've heard women say that before, like about their kids. Like I didn't come. I don't know where she got it from. You know.
yeah.
I like everything about San Antonio except for the basketball team, the Spurs. I've been a Spurs hater for decades.
Yeah. We follow the Mavericks.
Oh yeah, Dallas.
So, Kim, All My Puny Sorrows is highly biographical and women talking. It is based on true events in a Canadian Mennonite sect. Our Taves is from a Canadian Mennonite community. Okay.
I heard a little bit about that. All My Puny Sorrows was autobiographical, and then I think she also wrote a memoir about some of that. Which makes it even more poignant what's happening in the plot, because it's about a woman who is trying to convince her sister not to commit suicide. And it's also funny. It's one of those books where the top subject matter is sad and some of it's really heart-wrenching, but then the narrator, her personality is just so incredible and she's so funny. So it's kind of everything. It's just really good. The characters and
I've got a name written down, like Toews or
but it's pronounced Taves. It's blows my mind.
Taves.
I don't see it, but apparently that's what it is.
She's saying good to know about Libby. Libby is a great app. Use your libraries. You can also buy access to other libraries if you live in a part of the country where your library is not the best.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can, for $20 or $30 a year, you can buy into somewhere.
Not all libraries have it available.
Yeah, right. Down south they have it's called Pine, Pine, but it's just like Libby. You know, it's just called different thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Hannah liked Foster. Book chat with Pat liked Foster. I think I'm the only person who has not liked Foster.
Probably.
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
That. I'm concentrating on short stories in October with my thing on spooky shorts.
Spooky shorts.
That's good.
Spooky.
I checked one of the books I checked out of short stories is it's an anthology of Black horror that looks pretty good.
Oh,
I think it's called. Let me see if I can find it.
I think I know it's on the tip of my tongue.
I think it's
I like October. The whole month of October, we do October. I like up here in Portland when it starts getting colder. Although we had a cold spell last week, I turned my ceiling fan off.
Of course, it's in the bottom of the pile.
Got it?
Out there screaming.
Oh,
that's a new one to me.
Anthology of horror, edited by Jordan Peele, he's the one that made Get Out and
right. He's the director, right?
And there's a lot of really good authors in here. So I got this out to sample. It's one of my tremendous mountain of stuff I checked out.
Excellent. Do you miss work? You're retired, right, Angelia?
Yes.
Do you miss not going to work at the library?
No. Well, it was the school library, so I miss.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I miss. I miss doing story time and ordering the books and talking with the kids and stuff. But I don't miss any of the public school in Texas crap and the administration and the this kind of
Was it around when you were a librarian, or has it just gotten worse? Was it around when you were a librarian, or has it gotten worse?
It's gotten worse. It was just starting. The current wave of it being bad was just coming in when I was leaving. Like the year that I was coming in, they were getting worried about content and challenges and wanting us to comb through a bunch of stuff. And I was like, I've been in here 18 years. I know what's in here, and I'm not combing through anything. So if it's in here, I put it in there, and there it is. But so I left, and then it got worse. And they actually froze. I think last year, in the district I worked, they froze the budget entirely for the whole year because of all the disputes and challenges and disagreements on what could be in the library or what had to go. And it was a shit show, basically. But I was gone, and just people that are still there were sending me messages about it. So it got screwed up.
I've seen pictures of college in Florida where they threw out hundreds of books.
Yeah, I saw that.
That it's in the dumpster. Yeah. And I'm going, that's just insane.
They try to challenge books at the public library here, like the past few months, and it ended up the challenge bombed out. Some Moms of Liberty people got into the library board, and then they tried to make a subcommittee and start challenging things. And I don't think that they knew how big of a pride community was in this town, because when they had the library board meeting, it was like an impromptu pride parade showed up. All these people showed up and signed up to speak, and they pretty much shut it down. After a couple of months, they just withdrew the whole thing because the opposition to challenging the books was strong. Yeah. So I don't know. Those people try to weasel around and come back in at another angle.
They're going to try it another time and just not be as vocal about it and not announce it.
They tried to tamper with the policies that the library had about how they reconsider books and how they select books so that they could shortcut through things they didn't like, instead of go through the whole process. And so, but the whole thing failed. So that was good for now, but you have to remain vigilant.
Yes,
we do. I kind of hope that eventually there is a federal ban on book bans, saying you're just not allowed to ban books.
Well, we might get there because
Walls. Tim Walls signed it in Minnesota.
Yeah, he did one there, so there's hope.
There is a little bit of hope.
Wee bit.
The Breakers is a wonderful house to tour. Their view of the Atlantic. Maybe she's talking about my cruise.
Is it in Newport?
I'm thinking, probably in Newport. Gareth says, I went past Newport a couple of weeks ago. Newport in Wales. Constance, I want to curl up with the Bradbury stories and books in October. Your event sounds great. Bradbury is always reliable. I filmed my Fahrenheit 451 video today. That's such a good book. I read that reread it in January of this year.
He's in my 30 stories in 30 days.
Cool. You have a couple of stories of this you want to read?
I'm gonna read all of them.
All of them.
The
Okay.
30s. Yeah, I mean, it's my event. I have to read the stories.
Yeah, I saw I made a comment. You had some Roddy Doyle. You had one, and what's the other one that I liked? Oh yeah,
On the first week.
I forget, but then you had the who wrote The Known World? Edward
Jones. That's the Bad Neighbors one that I got paywalled on.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, the first week. Well, Flannery O'Connor's always the first day, and always is like my favorite story of all time is Good Country People. So that's always day one, and then everything else is like not a repeat from the years before.
Okay, so that's your because for Flannery O'Connor, hold on. I guess I'm going kind of mainstream, but I still like A Good Man Is Hard to Find. It's one of my favorite.
I love that one.
Short stories.
That's a weird one.
That's probably that one. That one and Revelation are my backup favorite ones. But
What's
Good Country People.
There's another one I read in university. I've always been wanting to go back. What Everything Rises Must Converge.
Yeah, when they're on the bus. Is that the one where they're on the bus? And
I read it as a freshman in college, so don't make me go back to the 80s.
Yeah, there's like this racist lady on the bus, and then a black lady gets on is wearing the same outfit.
Oh,
something like that. If that's the story I'm thinking of.
I don't remember. It was I'll have to revisit it sometime.
She has the same hat or something like that. That just
Yeah, I'd like to read that one.
So Jess says, question for everyone: if you were on a cruise, would you get too dizzy to read on it?
No,
probably not. These boats are floating cities, and you don't really feel the ocean that much.
Didn't you have like 3,000 on your last one, or even more?
No, they are bigger than some American cities. They're huge.
Like 5,000?
Something like that.
So you can't feel the movement because
you very rarely feel the movement.
Oh.
Now,
good.
Obviously, I have never been on one. No, that's not true. The first cruise I went on was for my honeymoon. We went on the actual Love Boat that they filmed the old series on. And it was the last year, and they were decommissioning the boat after that year, saying, this boat's too old. It's going to go to the boat scrapyard.
Oh, man.
So, but we did go through some really rough weather. Going down from New York to Bermuda. You know, you were younger. We had a cabin on the sea level where you don't have a balcony. You have a little porthole, sort of like a washing machine window. Mm-hmm. And it was really truly because we saw the waves.
Oh, geez.
Floating up against the window.
Oh, man, I would like that.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I get vertigo, so I don't know how that would go. But I'm okay on an airplane, so.
But I don't get seasick. My wife gets a little seasick, but I never do.
Yeah, it takes a Dramamine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before you get your sea legs.
I might. I've never gone on a cruise. I get seasick on a lake. Okay, maybe it's not for you. I mean, I said I don't feel it that much. Hey,
Marcia.
MJ, bookish cruise. Everyone reads the quietest cruise on the seas.
Yeah,
I would love that because
a book festival on a cruise with authors and little bookstores.
Because one of my complaints is that it's very hard to find a place where they're not piping in music. And I'm going, life without music is okay sometimes. You don't need a music every minute of your life.
No, I lived with not in decades or years, thank God, but I live with people in a household, and invariably there'd be at least one or two people, guys that, you're sitting there reading or something in the morning, they come in, turn on the TV, then leave the room. And I'd go turn the damn TV off. And then they'd come back to the room and go, but WTF, man? But you're not watching it. I don't want to watch that shit, Make me mad.
See, my husband can watch, like he could put on like a baseball game or something, and then be sitting and reading his book with that also on, and I can't. I have to like go sit and read in another room. I can't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it on that purpose because I multitask all the time. I've always got my TV playing like sports or something, and I don't sit there and watch it like I'm enamored. I always have a book in front of my face, but something about people that just turn on the TV and then go take a shower really irk me, like, hello, I don't want to watch it.
Some people need the TV on almost 24/7,
It's called mindfulness. I mean, do you just go through your day just automatically doing shit? Oh, I do this. I do that now. I do this. I don't know. I'm probably guilty of it myself with the coffee maker.
So sometimes here's Gareth. Sometimes I catch up by accident, finding a video months old that I missed the first time.
Yep, I do that. It's funny.
You know what's embarrassing was like when you find a video. Have you ever found a video that you thought you missed, and then you start watching it, and then you look down, and you yourself are in the comments already?
Yes.
And you're like, oh, wait a minute. And then finally it dawns on you and you start remembering that you saw the video. But at first you're like, well, this is a great topic. I've never seen this one. And then like I did, and I commented on it.
It's really weird because sometimes YouTube will serve up a video a couple years old. And you watch it and say, oh, wow, wait a second. Because you're going to comment on the on the video and go, wait a second. This is 2 years old. Why did YouTube just suddenly pop it up in my feed?
I did something kind of funny, even worse. I did a tag video that I had already done like a few months ago, and I redid it. I didn't even remember doing it. Did it like totally new.
So Hannah said you can definitely speed me up past 1.5. I might sound like I was speaking at normal speed for Northerners.
That's funny, Hannah.
Constance, no periodicals in Tennessee through Libby. Sigh. Well, Constance.
P-I-N-E.
That's when you I know MJ talks about it. New Orleans, she just mentioned that has $50 a year for access. And the other one she mentioned was, I think, Queens in New York has a good one.
Yeah, I believe I remember her talking about the one in Queens. Tennessee, though, Memphis or Nashville is bound to have a library.
Well, that's the deep South, and they may not be all that eager to spend money on books.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Kim's got to go. I'm sure you're already gone by now, Kim, because we're kind of behind.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, Kim.
Yeah. Angelia, the first story is brilliant. Jasmine wrote it. I guess she's talking about that by the anthology that you held up.
Oh, the Black Horror?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I love N.K. Jemisin.
I read some of it for Horror Mayhem.
Okay, good. I'm excited.
He's a big Jordan Peele fan.
Yeah, me too.
Jess says, good night, Kim. Ooh, Good Country People is my favorite too.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been reading that story since I was about 18, and every time I read it, it just slays me all over again.
I'll have to pick it up.
Never lets me down.
Me too.
I will have to do it for Shorty September.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a short story. How hard is it?
Yeah, it's not that long. Okay, yes. She says that the hat lady on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I'm going to have to read all these stories again. He started talking about it, and it just stirs it up.
So, Angelia, I just had a peek at your announcement video and saw you reading The Veldt, which is one of the Ray Bradbury story Veldt. Oh, I like that one.
I put it in, and I think that I remember what it is. I didn't read it like when I put it in, but I think I remember it from reading it before. If it's the one I'm thinking of about like the safari wallpaper.
Yes.
Okay.
Safari.
Okay,
And
good.
what's really amazing is that story was written in like 1950.
Uh-huh.
And it captured virtual reality so
Yeah.
well. Which what we would now call virtual reality.
Mm-hmm.
Bradbury.
It's a good one. Out of the Illustrated Man collection, usually. Deborah's going, I'd love to read on a cruise. You would be unable to feel movement for the most part. Yeah, we covered that. Good night, Kim. Haha, I do that all the time. Go to comment and realize you've already have.
Yep.
Jess has got to go. Good night, Jess.
Yeah. I think my
It's
Wi-Fi
one of my
dropped.
favorites to read aloud to. Oh, she's probably talking. Yep. Good Country People.
I've not read that one.
Constance, I got interrupted, so I'm listening on 1.5. You all sound so excellent.
So excited, I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, talk really fast.
We're at the end of the comments. Yay for us.
Oh. I try to talk really fast.
Are you frozen?
When I do my videos so people can't speed it up too much. Just talk really fast all the time, real fast. You can't speed it up.
I think Angelia is frozen.
Oh, shite.
Give her a second to catch up. Oh, no, she disappeared.
She'll probably come back.
She'll probably come back.
What are we at? We're at an hour and 32. God, man.
An hour and 32. Time flies.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even ask her about, I wanted to ask her about her college days. I don't know. I like to get personal sometimes.
Well, she might come back.
I think she went to school in Texas somewhere. That'd be hard to go to school by a beach, like high school or college, when you got a beach right there. It's like, please, I couldn't go to school.
Yeah, Hannah says, I think I need to head off for some reading. Thanks for a wonderful evening. Well, thanks for dropping by, Hannah.
Yeah, I hope you did. I hope Hannah recorded in Philly too.
Well, we have a couple. I mean,
yeah,
we didn't actually do any videos together. We just sort of wandered around, and you'll see them wandering around in a few of the videos in the background.
That's nice.
Gareth says, this is a great conversation, guys. You have to get Angelia back another time.
Yeah, thanks, Gareth. I'm behind on watching Gareth's videos. There's a couple out I need to catch up on. And, boy, I can't remember. I got it queued up in my phone, on the phone.
Yeah.
Lee.
She's saying she got dropped. Come back in. You can just use the same login and you can get back in.
Oh, she might be tired.
She might be tired. If you're tired, just say you're tired. It's already at an hour and a half, so we're getting close to the point where we're going to probably close down for the night anyway. So Lee's saying, what happened to Shakespeare in September?
Yeah, I was talking about that. They're still doing Shakespeare.
Yeah, a lot of people are still doing Shakespeare.
Doing Titus Andronicus, which is one of his most violent plays, but I like it. And then a play I have not read is Sibylline.
I've never read that.
No, they're doing that the first week. And then King Lear. And then they're doing Macbeth. And The Tempest.
You're doing a lot. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I have some films of Henry IV, Part 1, Part 2, and Henry V, which I think I'm going to try to watch.
I've never read or seen those plays.
Those are some of his most famous.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen it. I want to see the Kenneth Branagh version of what Henry the Fourth.
Henry V. That was the one that kicked off his whole Shakespeare career. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
now I saw it in the theater back in the 90s. So
that'd be nice. I saw Macbeth that Denzel Washington and the Coen brothers directed in black and white. I saw that here in Portland in the theater. That was excellent.
Which one is the Coen? Which one?
Macbeth.
Macbeth.
It was like Frances McDermott played Lady Macbeth. Then Denzel Washington played Macbeth.
Okay.
It's wild.
So yeah, here's Angelia. Just got dropped. Here's MJ. I have to go watch Garrett's video before going to sleep. Great to hang out with everyone. Good night.
Thanks, MJ.
Her Wi-Fi may be down. Trying. All right. Yeah, here she is. Yeah, can't get to the email to load. I guess I made a dramatic. You stormed off the set.
Yeah.
That's okay. We were here an hour and a half. That's pretty good. My voice is getting tired. So let's look through the comments, see if there's anything that we've missed. Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading is doing a Shakespeare event. Here's a question. Do you like reading Shakespeare or do you like watching Shakespeare? I'm getting to the point where I think it's often better just to watch it than try to read it.
I like both.
You like both?
I like to that's my story. When I was a kid, I did it with VCRs out of the library. I'd go get Hamlet. Sir Derek Jacobi did a or I remember seeing Othello, and the Iago was played by the guy from Roger Rabbit. You know that guy, real dark haired guy with a beard. He played Iago in Othello once. So as a youngster, I would read along and watch it on TV.
So let's just clean up the comments before we go. Thanks, Pat, for dropping by.
Thanks, Pat.
Gareth? Oh, your wife is in the middle of a tornado. I hope she's okay. She's in Minneapolis.
Damn.
Yeah, go to the basement. Great show, says Constance. Marcia, take care. Was fun to join the live for the first time. We'll show up again, Marcia. Glad to have you.
Yes.
Hoping for Gareth's wife. Yeah. Great show. Take care, Christopher. And there's Angelia. Mic drop. Thanks for having me. Angelia, thanks so much for being a guest. We do appreciate it. And you are welcome to come back another time. So let's leave it at that. Anyone else in the comments? Have a great night, everyone, or a great afternoon or evening if you're still like Alan in the West Coast.
I'm off to Pizza Jerk.
Catch everyone later.